Hello and welcome back to this week's edition of Miami Television News. I'm Kevin Vestal.
And I'm Angela Hatcher. Our top story today, a corporate jet plane crashed into a 4-unit apartment building on Tuesday, leaving 7 passengers and 9 crew members dead. The plane departed in Dayton and was approaching Akron-Fulton International Airport when it crashed, roughly 2 miles from the runway. There was no one inside the 4-unit apartment building, the Ohio State Highway Patrol said. No deaths were on the ground, but a massive fire ensued. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the crash.
On Saturday, November 14th, the Sisters of Alpha Epsilon Phi will host their annual Blades Against AIDS philanthropy event to raise awareness and funds to help end pediatric HIV/AIDS. The event will begin at 3 o'clock with a $1 admission, and all proceeds will go to the Elizabeth Glasser Pediatric AIDS Foundation. For more information, please visit aefimu.upforthefight.org.
Nearby Hamilton, Ohio has been decorated as having the best tasting tap water in the nation, according to a report in the Financial Express. For the last 25 years, the Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting Competition in West Virginia has judged public water on their appearance, cleanliness, and most of all, taste. Hamilton won over submissions from 46 states and 50 countries, including Greece, South Korea, and New Zealand. For our students attending Miami's regional campus in Hamilton, it looks like the glass will be more than half full of their water.
In the last few weeks, the University of Missouri has erupted in protest over the school's failure to address racial injustice. University President Tim Wolf stepped down after concerned students held a hunger strike, and the football team threatened to boycott the game against Brigham Young University. In light of the recent events at Mizzou, a group entitled the Concerned Students Union of Miami University started a hashtag, Miami for Mizzou, and gathered at the Armstrong Student Seal on November 12th to sing and do a series of chants. Reporter Nate Hemstebeck got the inside scoop of the event.
Stand in solidarity, because this would be Miami. Stand in solidarity, because this would be Miami. Stand in solidarity, because this would be Miami.
About 150 students and faculty members gathered in the Armstrong Student Center to show their support for students at the University of Missouri. The racial tension at Mizzou caused many students to stand up against the administration for not taking strong action. Miami students showed their support by singing, sharing poetry, and discussing ways Miami can avoid similar issues.
3 different organizations, completely not even connected. We were just like, hey, you think we should do something? And then, boom, we got connected, found out about it, and basically there's a group of us. We literally went the whole entire day yesterday getting this together, getting the word out, making posters, all that.
A new group called the Concerned Students Union of Miami University organized the peaceful protest.
So now there's action. People don't ignore action. And it's our time to really make a mark on Miami's campus.
Miami President David Hodge says open and engaging conversations on diversity are critical. He says more meetings are planned between administrators, faculty, and students over the next several weeks to address that issue. For Miami Television News, I'm Nathan Hengstebeck.
The Miami University Police Department is investigating a male who was sexually assaulted near Cook Field at 1:30 a.m. last Friday morning. The perpetrator remains unidentified as MUPD investigation continues with sexual assault. With sexual assault becoming a rising issue on college campuses, this week also marked Miami University's participation in the It's On Us Week, a national initiative that brings awareness to campus sexual assault.
Hitting a little too close to home, Ohio was just ranked 5th in the nation for human trafficking. The National Human Trafficking Resource Center announced at their annual report that approximately 800 of the 19,500 calls reporting human trafficking came from Ohio this year. In fact, before 2011, there was no law against human trafficking in Ohio, but rather it was just considered kidnapping. Oxford has never had a human trafficking case, but learning preventative measures and education on these events can help keep these numbers low.
On Tuesday, Eric Schneiderman, New York's Attorney General, ordered fantasy football sites FanDuel and DraftKings to stop taking bets. Schneiderman called the sites illegal under New York state gambling law. While these sites have been legally operating in New York for years, they recently came under scrutiny when allegations surfaced that their employees may have exploited private information to win large sums of money.
In national news, President Obama has been preparing a long trip to Asia to open a campaign to promote his new trade agreement with 11 other Pacific Rim nations. His plan is to lower tariffs, open world markets, and build middle-class jobs. The agreement is known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and Mr. Obama has made it to the focus of attention this week in advance of his departure on Saturday. He will attend the group of 20 summit meetings in Turkey, followed by stops in the Philippines and Malaysia.
China's one-child policy was changed to a two-child policy this week. The one-child policy was originally implemented in the 1980s in an attempt to stop rapid population growth. Now, the new policy allows for Chinese families to have 2 children and is based on economic and practical calculations, and is also a reaction to the gender imbalance that came with the former policy. Though some consider this a success, many still view it as means of oppression by the government.
The women's club soccer team has chosen to play in a national tournament in Arizona. Check out this week's Red Hawk Rewind.
Miami's club sports teams are usually under the radar, outshined by varsity sports. But the women's club soccer team has a record that speaks for itself. In their regular season, their record of 8 wins, 1 tie, and 1 loss shows their dedication and hard work against top 10 schools like OSU, OU, and Illinois, just to name a few. All their hard work and determination has landed them a bid to the Nationals tournament, one they've been preparing for since last season. I'm Maren Hall, and we're here at Cook Field with the women's club soccer team, who are preparing for their national championships in Phoenix. We caught up with Jack Palmer and forward Taylor Wells to hear about their goals.
Honestly, like the team chemistry is our biggest asset. The girls are all so close, and it's like just one big happy family, honestly. And that's what's gotten us to where we are now.
I think we kind of just have to come into the season with a new mentality. I think it's a completely different team, and every team that goes has different girls now, so we have a lot of talent this year, and I think we just go with a different mentality. Our region definitely pulls the strongest teams, so I think that getting the wild card is just as much of an honor as, getting there by winning regionals. There's a lot of really good teams, like I said.
The girls have had a lot of setbacks, however, such as a few players with major injuries and a loss against OSU, who beat them in the national championship just last year. Despite the odds, the team worked hard and are ready to kick off the national championship. I'm Maren Hall, signing off for Miami TV News.
On November 9th, the World Anti-Doping Agency confirmed the use of performance-enhancing drugs and blood doping against the Russian national track and field team. The report issued by the organization shows not only athletes use these drugs, but also coaches, doctors, and state sports officials. The International Olympic Committee is now looking into the matter and will make a decision on whether Russia will have a chance to compete in the 2016 Games in Rio, or whether they will be prohibited.
Word on the street focused on what students' favorite Thanksgiving meals are. Try not to get hungry watching.
Today we are filming outside McCracken Street Market, where hungry customers are lining up to get their food. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, we decided to ask Miami students what their favorite Thanksgiving food is. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mashed potatoes.
Apple pie.
Definitely stuffing.
Oh, the stuffing. My great grandma's stuffing for sure.
Definitely ham. Ham's my favorite.
Well, my dad makes a really good stuffing, and he's made it for years. It's like a family recipe, so that's my favorite Thanksgiving food.
Pumpkin pie. Cornbread.
Definitely turkey with gravy.
Mine is green bean casserole. It's great.
My favorite food is making leftover sandwiches with all of the scraps of Thanksgiving.
I love the green bean casserole.
Probably mashed potatoes.
Cranberry sauce, for sure.
Ooh,
I'd have to say stuffing.
Stuffing.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes for sure.
Good thing Thanksgiving break is only a week away. With all this talk about food, I'm getting hungry for some green bean casserole myself. This is Angela Hatcher with Miami Television News. Because our show falls on Friday the 13th, we thought we would give our viewers some quick facts about today. Although some think that Friday the 13th is unlucky, there are studies that indicate that because people are so cautious, Friday the 13th isn't actually an unlucky day. In a study published by the British Medical Journal, researchers found that there are less injuries from car accidents on Friday the 13th than on Friday the 6th. Other researchers still claim that these superstitions are still simply just superstitions. And fun fact, people who fear the number 13 are called triskaidekaphobics.
Thank you for tuning into this week's show. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and our Facebook page for instant news reports. I'm Kevin Vestal.
And I'm Angela Hatcher. Have a great week.